Hello, and welcome to this Expert Viewpoints video. Let's begin by hearing product owner experts discuss the virtual collaboration tools they use when working with global teams.
First and foremost, I try to use tools that are understood and familiar by all stakeholders involved in the communication. I personally find Teams and Zoom to be user-friendly in a virtual environment. I also find Microsoft Visio to be extremely effective when developing Kanban boards that need to be shared. And finally, Jira and Slack get high marks from me as well. Jira is great for assigning and managing tasks, and Slack is powerful for ensuring everyday communications and queries are addressed.
So the primary collaboration tools really are messaging tools, so tools like Slack or Teams, and then really great documentation and project planning tools. So tools like Jira, Asana, or Notion, all of those tools are really helpful to navigate challenges of a global team.
Next, let's hear from the experts about the challenges of collaborating with a global team.
There's the obvious time difference challenge that I think anytime people have worked on a global team that you experience. Sometimes you're working on a core problem and need a resource that's in another time zone, and they may be in bed or just winding down their workday. I think another challenge that you face when working with a global team is getting everyone aligned. So making sure that you are working on the same goals.
First of all, time zones and distance are blockers. Try to find times to communicate that are fair to all parties. Be flexible and willing to adjust. Next, language is another blocker. Your primary language may not be the primary language of the stakeholder you are communicating with. Speak slowly, use proper English or the language of choice, and, by all means, avoid acronyms and jargon.
So the main challenges I've encountered with global teams are really around time zone differences and then like cultural and personality working differences. So working with teams across multiple time zones really requires a very careful planning of meeting times and then figuring out really great asynchronous communication channels.
Finally, let's hear from the experts as they share practical tips and insights on thriving in global virtual teams.
Some tips for working with a global team are clearly to over communicate. But what I mean by over communicate is that when you send out a message or you Slack someone or you send out a Teams message or an email and you don't hear back within a reasonable amount of time, don't be afraid to reach out again. Use multiple tools and different modes for communicating the same information. Sometimes I would send out an email and a Teams message at the same time with the same information in it because people consume information in different ways. Third, I'd say really learn your team. Who needs what communication and what interactions do they like?
Let me add 4 additional steps. First of all, cultural sensitivity. Be mindful of cultural differences, including holidays, work hours, and communication styles. Cultural training. Provide training to understand and respect cultural differences, enhancing collaboration. Learn as much as you can about those you will be working with. Encourage inclusivity. Ensure everyone's voice is heard and valued. Promote a sense of belonging. And finally, cultural exchange. Foster opportunities for team members to share their culture and traditions, enriching the team dynamics.
So, when it comes to tips for global and virtual teams, I think it's really about setting clear expectations from the beginning. So, having meetings at times that work for everyone or rotating meeting times so that one region or one group of people isn't always joining at really odd hours helps keep the team engaged. And don't underestimate the power of casual communication. So starting meetings a few minutes early or letting people catch up at the beginning of the meeting, just like they might at the office, is really important.